Let's be honest. We all have things we know we should be doing, but don't. You open your laptop, determined to start that difficult project, only to find yourself scrolling aimlessly 10 minutes later. You tell yourself you'll go to the gym after one more video, but the day slips away and you're left wondering, why can't I just do the hard things I know matter most? It's not that you're lazy. It's not even that you lack motivation. It's something deeper, something wired into how your brain handles discomfort and reward. And unless you learn to work with that wiring, you'll keep losing to procrastination. No matter how many motivational videos you watch. But there's a way out. In this video, you'll learn a simple yet powerful framework I call the Lotus Method, a way to train your brain to move toward difficulty instead of avoiding it. It's built on cognitive science, habit design, and a bit of ancient philosophy. By the end, you'll know exactly how to make hard things feel natural, even satisfying. So if you've ever struggled to stay consistent, to study when you don't feel like it, or to face big goals that scare you, stay with me, let's begin. But there's a way out. In this video, you'll learn a simple yet powerful framework I call the Lotus Method, a way to train your brain to move toward difficulty instead of avoiding it. It's built on cognitive science, habit design, and a bit of ancient philosophy. By the end, you'll know exactly how to make hard things feel natural, even satisfying. So if you've ever struggled to stay consistent, to study when you don't feel like it, or to face big goals that scare you, stay with me, let's begin. Step 1. Understand the resistance. Reflex every time you face something difficult, your brain runs a cost-benefit calculation in milliseconds. It asks, is this worth the effort? When the answer feels like no, it triggers avoidance. That's the resistance you feel when you try to start. It's not weakness. It's ancient biology. Back when discomfort often meant danger, our brains evolved to protect us from it. But now, in the modern world, that same mechanism fires when you try to write an essay or go for a run. Here's the key. You can't eliminate resistance. You can only retrain how your brain interprets it. The first step in the Lotus Method is awareness. When you feel that mental pushback, that ugh feeling, don't fight it or judge it. Just notice it. Say to yourself, this is resistance. It's normal, and it's temporary. The moment you name the resistance, you weaken its control. This is the lotus seed, the beginning of self-awareness. Step 2. Shrink the starting point. The second part of the Lotus Method is about momentum. Most people fail not because the task is impossible, but because they start too big. Your brain hates uncertainty, and do this big thing perfectly feels like a threat, so you need to trick it into starting. Here's how. Break your task into the smallest, lowest friction step possible. Don't say, I'll study for 3 hours. Say, I'll open my notebook and read 1 paragraph. This works because action creates motivation, not the other way around. Neuroscientists call this the behavioral activation loop. Once you start, dopamine begins to rise, and your brain starts associating effort with reward. So every time you start small, you water the lotus. You reinforce the habit of beginning, even when you don't feel like it. Step 3. Redefine discomfort as growth. Here's something I learned the hard way. Your brain interprets discomfort as a stop sign, until you reframe it as a signal of growth. Think of a muscle. The slight burn when lifting isn't a warning, it's proof of progress. The same is true for your mind. Cognitive science shows that effortful thinking, the kind that feels slow and frustrating, is actually the sign of learning. It's called desirable difficulty, so the next time you feel your brain resisting remember, this isn't pain, it's progress. This small mental shift transforms hard tasks from threats into challenges. And challenges are addictive. The Lotus Pause is a 60-second reset. Here's how it works. When you feel distraction rising, stop immediately, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and name what you're avoiding. Then remind yourself, I'm in control of what I feed my focus. This short reflection interrupts the craving loop and restores control. You'll be surprised how often a 60-second pause is enough to calm the impulse. With practice, This pause becomes your anchor, a way to stay grounded in hard moments instead of escaping from them. Step 5. Reward the effort, not the outcome. Most of us only reward ourselves when we finish something, a grade, a result, a number. But that's a trap. Your brain starts believing that the only valuable part of work is the reward at the end. In the Lotus Method, you reward the effort itself. After finishing a study session, say to yourself, "I'm proud I showed up." It might sound small, but this recognition builds intrinsic motivation, the kind that lasts. You're teaching your brain, effort, identity. And that's how you become the kind of person who does hard things naturally. When I first started writing scripts like this one, I struggled a lot. The blank page would stare back, and I'd freeze. I thought discipline meant forcing myself to push harder, but the harder I pushed, the more resistance I felt. Then I applied what I just shared with you. I started with 5 minutes of writing, that's it. No pressure, no perfection, just presence. And something strange happened. 5 minutes turned into 15, then 30. And before I knew it, I was doing the hard thing without it feeling hard. That's when I realized the brain isn't your enemy. It's just waiting for you to lead it differently. But a quick warning, the Lotus Method isn't about comfort, it's about growth. Some people misunderstand it as make everything easy. That's not the goal. The goal is to build a relationship with discomfort, to learn that the weight you carry is making you stronger. Another pitfall is chasing too many hard things at once. Start small. Choose one difficult thing you'll face daily, maybe studying, writing, or working out. Then apply these steps consistently. Consistency beats intensity and reflection beats reaction. Let's recap the Lotus Method. Notice the resistance. Name it and make it normal. Shrink the starting point. Begin small to trigger momentum. Redefine discomfort. See it as proof of growth. Pause and reset. Use the Lotus pause when distraction rises. Reward effort, not outcome. Build identity through action. Each step is simple, but together they rewire how you respond to challenge. And that rewiring changes everything. If you've ever wished you could just do it, start, persist, and finish the hard things that matter. Remember this, your brain follows what you repeatedly prove. Start small. Stay aware. Celebrate the effort. With time, you'll look back and realize you no longer need to force your brain. You've trained it to move, naturally, calmly, and consistently, toward growth. If you found this helpful, give it a like, share it with someone who struggles with overthinking, and subscribe for more science-based methods like this one. Now go, pick one hard thing, and plant your first lotus.